noticed in the last video, the actual screen recording froze. So I decided to do this again because I really want you to see the process without any glitches. So hopefully this one can work for us. Okay. So I'm on my Android this time. I was on the iPhone last time. Okay. So let's jump in. We're going into CapCut. One of the things that I like to do, just because some of this is multiple steps you're taking, right? And so to keep you from being overwhelmed, or at least that's how it is for me, I am someone that likes to be prepared, because when I'm prepared, the execution of things are easier. So what do I mean by that? That means that I have all the images and videos downloaded to my phone already that I would need, right? Because sometimes we're working on our laptop or whatever. I have to might upload things and send it to myself on Facebook or send it to my Google Drive, but I just make sure I download everything on the phone. Another thing I always do is I have all my boxes open. So you'll look at my phone right now and you'll see I got CapCut open. I got ChatGPT open. I have Pixverse open, which I don't need anymore. So I'm going to close. I have my gallery open and I have Notion. So the 4 boxes I have open, I'm going to go again, is CapCut, because that's what we're going to use. I have ChatGPT open, and I'm going to show you this real quick. This is not what I teach in this course, but in SSB, you learn how to use AI to actually create content. And so one of the things that I show is like, how do you, if you're someone who, you don't have editing skills, maybe you're new at marketing, you don't really have messaging experience, but you want to be able to get sales, utilize ChatGPT. So with for this video that we're getting ready to do, I did part 1 and 2, right? And part 1 and 2 was more storytelling. So it was just my AI twin and we're having girl talk. But with this one, I felt like, wait a minute, I'm going to be giving them steps. So I should probably make this a little bit more interactive. So I came to ChatGPT and I'm like, okay, I just finished recording part 3. I went ahead and transcribed it so I can give you the transcription. But my question is, should I do the video the same? Or, I was basically in so many words saying, should I add B-roll, since this one isn't really storytelling? We're going into actual teaching. And so it comes back to me and it says, yes, you should absolutely add B-roll in part 3. And then it breaks it down. So this is what you want to get to when you start doing your videos. If you find yourself, for some people, this is going to come natural, but for a lot of people, it will not. And so if you find yourself where I'm stumped, I don't know how to edit this video, but I want to edit this video, just ask ChatGPT. So ChatGPT breaks it down. It gives me the timing, the placement, meaning at 1 second, put this video, at 5 seconds, put this video. Leave it on the screen for 2 seconds, right? And that's what you want. And if you follow it, you'll end up with a really good video. And so I went ahead and did that. So that's why I have ChatGPT open. And it kind of told me, well, for step 1, here are some B-roll ideas. Once it gave me my B-roll ideas, I went into File and I basically created my images for the B-roll ideas that they gave me. I literally created the B-roll, and you're going to see it as we start editing in CapCut. So I created a B-roll with me standing at a whiteboard. I created a B-roll with me holding the laptop. I created a B-roll with me working at the desk with a visible clock, right? Because that's going to represent the 1 hour work window. So you see what I'm saying? So this is what I mean when I say I got prepared first. So that way this editing that we're getting ready to do is going to be easier, but I'm still keeping it open in case I need to copy any text or remember anything. And then the next box that I have open is I have my gallery. Well, even though, why? Because I need everything to be downloaded. So I got my gallery open with all the videos I need. And then lastly is Notion. And so I think in another video, I may have already told you that Notion is where I manage all my content creation. And so the actual content that we are getting ready to edit is already mapped out in my Notion, ready to rock and roll. So having this open just helps me, keep me on track with what we're creating. All right, so let's come on into CapCut. I hope that was a great intro for you when to give you the context, okay? So we're coming into CapCut and we're going to start with our base video, which has already been created. So let me look for that. That should be 1 minute and 10 seconds, I believe. Or it might be 15 seconds. Let me make sure. I think it's 15. I think it's this one. So let me just play it to be sure.
If I had to start over while still working my 9
to 5,
is. And I only
okay.
had 1 hour
So,
to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do.
I want to really quick turn off my Bluetooth, what I wanted to do. Okay. All right, great. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this 1 minute 15 in because that's the video that we're working on. All right. And so the first step is loading your video. The second step is checking your aspect ratio. So you're going to click the video and you're going to scroll and look for aspect ratio. Okay. So where is that? I think I might have missed it. All right, let me click this back arrow and see if it's there. Here it is. So you see, it's right there, aspect ratio. And then I'm going to click on 9:16. Okay, that's the first thing I want to do. Why? Because we want to make sure that our image is correct. If it was not a a video, if it wasn't a 9:16 video, then you would have noticed some black bars around and we would have need to just pinch it and drag it into place. But it is a 9:16 video, so we're good to go. So now, the first thing that I'm going to want to do is kind of start listening and cutting the areas where I know I'm going to be adding B-roll. Okay, so let's listen.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do.
All right, so I'm not putting B-roll here, but I am going to put a split here, and the reason why is because that was my hook. And so when I'm ready to put text on the screen, my hook is going to need to stop. My text is going to need to go disappear right at the end of the hook. So instead of working our way backwards, this is just how my brain works. I'm going to go ahead and split it here, and let's keep playing.
And I'm about to keep this real simple. Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building first.
That's it. See how I split it? Why? Because it's getting ready to do the explanation, and that's when I'm going to do B-roll. So let's keep listening.
Not just, I want a business, but what kind, what offer, what's your income goal, what business model fits, and is it in alignment with my goals, lifestyle, and time capacity?
All right, I'm going to cut it there. Let's keep going.
Because that clarity will save me time. Second thing, I would set up a 1 hour work window.
Okay.
I would ask, what's one thing I can do in 1 hour a day that moves my business forward? Even if I'm tired, even if the kids are loud, I'd commit to that 1 hour and that one thing.
All right, we keep going.
And step 3, I would let the AI do the heavy lifting. I would use AI.
All right, got to go back a little bit because I'm putting the B-roll right after the tip. So step 3, the tip is I will let AI do the heavy lifting. And then I'm going to split it right there because as I keep talking, that's when the screen will go to the B-roll. So let's listen.
Step 3, I would let the AI do the heavy lifting.
Split. See that? Keep going.
I would use AI to help me create posts, emails, and products faster. I would use AI to set up a simple system that sells for me even when I'm at work.
All right.
I would not rush the process.
All right.
And I would build a system while the paycheck funds my dream.
Okay, and I'm splitting.
Because the truth is, burnout isn't a business strategy, and it doesn't make you a boss.
All right, I'm going to back out of that because I didn't want to cut it there.
But the truth is, burnout isn't a business strategy, and it doesn't make you a boss.
Right there is where I want to cut. So, split.
And freedom doesn't require you to quit your job overnight.
All right, I just saw a glitch in my video. Let's look at it.
And freedom doesn't require you to quit your job overnight.
See that glitch right there? So I'm lucky right now because it just so happened that that sentence, freedom doesn't require you to quit your job overnight, I'm going to be having B-roll. So I am lucky I'm going to be able to put B-roll over that. But if I needed myself to be speaking at that moment, I would have had to go into dream phase and run the video again. So I'm actually lucky for that. So let's keep going.
So if this hits home, drop ready. I'll show you a smarter way to get started. And make sure you follow me if home, drop ready. This hits home.
I'm cutting here because I'm going to be adding a text when she says drop ready. I'm going to have that come up on the text on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and split it here because this is where I'm going to need my text to start.
Drop ready. I'll show you a smarter way to get started. And make sure you follow me if you want to earn more while working less.
Perfect. All right. So I want to edit it one more time.
To earn more while working less.
Perfect. One more time.
If you want to earn more while working less.
Right there is where it needs to stop. Split, and we're going to delete that end. All right. So now our video is good to go. We're going to delete this end as well. And now we have all our cuts. And so we're good with the cuts. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my B-roll where it needs to go. So we're going to go to the first where B-roll is supposed to go, which is right here.
Not just I want a business, but what?
Not just I want a business. And you're going to click overlay, add overlay, and then look for the first video. Now let's go back to our CapCut because we want to be sure on the video we're using. So for step 1, it says, I want to get clear on what I'm building first, and then it goes to the B-roll. I'm supposed to be showing my AI twin writing on a digital whiteboard or iPad. I actually created 2 B-rolls for this, so I'm excited to use both, and I'm going to do that now. So the first one was me at the whiteboard, and here it is. I'm going to hit add. And then I'm going to come to the end here and add the second B-roll. Add overlay. And I'm going to look for me right here with the laptop. So these are the 2 overlays that I'm going to be using. Okay. Now, let's make sure we know where we're stopping. It's supposed to stop. The B-roll is supposed to stop right here. So from this slit to this slit, okay, I hope you see that, we are going to have B-roll. All right. So what, and I like to speed mine up, as you know. So I'm going to click on this B-roll right here, this first overlay, and I'm going to look for speed. Hold on, click it. And then I'm going to look for speed, and I'm going to speed it up to 1.2. This is where I like to start at first. We might speed it up more, but we're just going to start there for now. Then I'm going to go to the second B-roll, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to speed it up to 1.2 for now. Okay. And now I'm going to long hold this B-roll, long press it, and move it right after this B-roll. See that? Now let's take a look, and let's just see. It's not positioned yet, but we're going to look at it first.
Clear on what I'm building first. Not just I want a business, but what kind, what offer, what's your income goal, what business model fits, and
I
is
love
it in
that.
alignment?
And I love how it says like goals and alignment, and everything that I'm saying is on the actual screen. So now let's come back to this B-roll. We're going to click it so we can work with this one. We're going to take this little square that's on the right bottom, and we're going to drag it right into place, lock it into place. Okay, let's look at it and see that it's seamless.
Not just I want a business, but what?
Perfect. And now we're going to do the same thing here. See that? So we're going to just click it and just drag it right into place. Okay, boom. So now we should be good to go. So I'm going to look at it again because I want to see if I'm going to cut any areas. So
Get clear on what I'm building first. Not just I want a business, but what kind, what offer, what's your income goal, what business model fits, and is it in alignment with my goals, lifestyle, and time capacity? Because that clarity will save me time. Second thing, I would set up a 1-hour work window.
Perfect.
I would ask, what's one thing I...
All right, so now let's get our second B-roll in. We're going to hit overlay, and we're going to look for the one with me working with the clock. And it should be there. Perfect. And I'm going to just drag it right into place. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click it. I'm going to scroll, look for speed, and put it to 1.2. Okay. And then we're going to just listen.
Work window. I would ask, what's one thing I can do in 1 hour a day that moves my business forward? Even if I'm tired, even if the kids are loud, I'd commit to that 1 hour and that one thing.
Perfect.
And step 3, I would let the AI.
All right. So now we're going to add our last B-roll here. All right. So we're going to add overlay. And this is the one that I want. And we're going to squeeze it. And with this one, I think I need this to be slow. So let's look at it.
AI do the heavy lifting. I would use AI to help me create posts, emails, and products faster. I would use AI to set up a simple system that sells for me even when I'm at work.
Perfect.
I would not rush the process, and I would build a system while the paycheck funds my dream. Because the truth is, burnout isn't a business. And freedom.
All right, this is the last overlay. So we're going to look for that. And freedom is supposed to be me walking on the beach.
And
So,
freedom doesn't require you to quit your job overnight.
all right. And we need it to be a little faster because it needs to stop right where that stops. You see that? So I'm going to click speed and I'm going to just speed this up to 1.2 and that should make it stop at least closer. So it doesn't. So I'm going to just come right here. All right. I'm going to split it and I'm going to delete that little piece. And I'm lucky, you see, we're right where it glitched. I get to cover it. If not, I would have had to do my base video over. And then we're going to drag that out and now that's good to go. All right, so now all of our overlay is there and it looks the way it's supposed to look. So now the next thing I'm going to do is the text. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to look for captions and I'm going to just hit captions and then it's going to auto detect. We're not using any templates yet. So I'm just going to leave everything defaulted and I'm just going to hit generate and it's going to go ahead and generate the captions for me. Okay. And now, if you remember in previous videos, we favorited our text and our headings so that way our videos can stay the same. So we should not be having to look for things over again. Now, because I switched phones, it may not be on my Android. So we may have to look for it, but hopefully it is. So we're going to hit style. Oh, wait, before you do style, I want you to hit edit captions. And you're just going to quickly go through your captions just to make sure you don't have any spelling errors and everything is cool. So if I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do. And I'm about to keep this real simple. Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building first, not just I want a business, but what kind of offer, what's your income goals and business model and what business model fits and is it in alignment with my goals, lifestyle, and time capacity, okay? Because that clarity will save me time, okay? Just going through to make sure that I have no spelling errors, which it looks like I'm good. I would let the AI do the heavy lifting. All right, so it looks like I'm good. All right, so now I'm going to hit style and I'm going to go ahead and look for the style that I like. And I noticed that it is saved. So I could just come here and click. It's right under my favorites. But if it wasn't, then you would need to just go through the different templates and pick what you want. But because mine is there, I'm going to just go ahead and click it and it's going to adapt that style. Okay.
And freedom doesn't require you to quit your job overnight.
All right, perfect. So now what I want to do is I want to touch that text. Okay, hold on. Any one of the texts, really. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go back to the beginning because that's where I could see it better.
If I had to start over.
All right, so this is where the video starts. So I'm going to touch that first one. And what I'm trying to do, which I don't know why it's not letting me, is I'm trying to, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can make it smaller, the text itself. You see how big it is? Okay. Okay, and I love how these boxes come up because it would allow me to really get it. And I want it right above the cup. So right there. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when you put it into Instagram, you want to make sure it's in the safe areas. You understand? So let me open it up big and look at it.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do. And I'm about to keep this real simple. Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building first. Not just I want a business, but what kind, what offer, okay. What's your...
So I think that could be centered a little bit better. I don't like how it looks. So I am going to bring it up just a little bit. And I think that might, let me see. I think that's better. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. No, it just doesn't feel centered. I don't know why. Okay. I think that's better. All right. I think that's better. Okay. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to add our title, which comes right here. And let me go over to Notion and get that. So you see why you want to have the stuff open? Because if you didn't have it open, this would be very frustrating. Have to go back and forth and back and forth, you know? So this allows me to just come get what I need and I'm good to go. So the first thing I need is this. I'm going to just copy this. And then we could come back on over to CapCut. And we could go ahead and add our text. Right? Paste our text in. Make sure if I'm working while, I'm going to put my space line break right there while working my 9 to 5. Here's the, and right in front of 3, I'll put another space line break, and then boom, that should bring me right where I need. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit smaller and then bring it down just a little bit to like right here. I think we had it more in the middle with the other ones. I think we did. Okay. I think what was in the middle was the part 3. So let's get that in next. So that way we can make sure we line it up. So we're going to add one more text. And we're putting in part 3. Okay. And now if we come to styles, templates, we should be seeing what we're looking for. Here it is. And then we're going to go ahead and just click that template because it's under our saves.
If I had to start over while still working my 9.
All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and line all of this up the way it needs to be lined up. So first things first, let's get this stuff out of our way. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And let's line this one up first. So this one was more in the middle, the way I had it. Because I'm trying to remember the way we did the others. And then I had this. I believe it was all the way to the end like that. Let me see. So you see how we're moving it around?
If I had to start over while still working.
Okay. And then we're going to click it and we're going to hit double click it, like double tap it, so we can bring up the options again because we need to change our colors. Remember, we had it green in the background. So we're going to move over to styles. We're going to hit background. We're going to come scroll over and we're going to look for my green because that's how we had it. Okay. So that's the first thing. And now we have that lined up well and we should be good with that. Okay. So the next thing to do is to line up our title, which was right in the middle underneath like that. And then we're going to come over here. I believe this is it. We're going to look for animations. We're going to hit retro typer so it can type. Perfect. All right, now let's look at it.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5.
Okay. The next thing that I want to do is I want to move this over because this is where I actually start speaking.
To start over while.
See that? So before I move it over, I'm going to show you guys something. We're supposed to put a heading for this particular. Okay, so we're supposed to put a heading here. And one of the things that I find in CapCut is when you put a heading on your video, it kind of clips the first second of your video. So what I was going to do was move the text over to where I start speaking. But before clipping the text, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click each one. I'm going to move it over by holding it and bringing it right to where I start speaking. Okay, each one I'm going to move over. And then instead of cutting this piece of video, I'm going to add my heading because I believe that my heading is going to take that away. Okay, so for the heading, we come right here. We're going to hit effects. Oh, nope, not effects. Hold on. I believe it's animations, either animations or effects. So we're going to double check real quick. So let's click the video and see, and then let's hit animations. And I believe it's animations. Okay, it is. And then this is the one that I use. This first one that says I think it's snapshots. And then I'm going to go ahead.
If I had to start.
So now let's look and see what we got.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5.
I don't like that. That didn't work. That didn't work. So let's see what we need to do for that.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5.
I don't like that at all. So what I'm going to do for this is let's regenerate the captions and let's see if the caption starts at a different place. If I don't think it will. You know what? Let me try something. So let's come back. Let's click on animations again and let's try something. This is good for us to see together because we're going to troubleshoot. Let's hit animation and let's make the animation just a tad bit faster and see if that will make it go away.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and
I'm going to back out of that completely.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day.
I think I'm going to leave out the my heading for this one. For some reason, it's not lining up and I'd rather it line up than to try to force it. And then I'm going to go ahead and move this back over again so it could come up as I'm speaking. All right.
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do. And I'm about to keep this real simple. Step 1.
All right. So this is perfect. At step 1, that's when I'm going to pull up my steps. So let's come on over back to Notion. And we're going to get my steps, okay? So you see why I say having this open will make it a lot easier. So we'll come back over to step 1, get clear on what I'm building. So I'm going to copy that. See, it makes it so much easier than trying to remember all of this or find it when you're editing. Line it up right here, hit add text. We're going to paste the text. We're going to come to our templates. It's already there for us because we use it so much, which is great.
Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building first. Perfect. Not just, I want a business.
Okay. And we want it to line up. Step 1, and it needs to end right there. Right there, okay? So let's look at it.
And that one thing. And step 3, I would let the AI do that. And
hold on, it went away. Right here.
To keep this real simple. Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building.
All right, so this is exactly what we need. Okay, so we're going to hit step 1. And what we want to do is just center it just a little bit better, the way we had the other videos. All right, because remember, we're gonna have the sound effects, and for the sake of time, because I don't want the videos getting a little bit too long and I want to do a little bit more stuff here, so for the sake of time, what I'm gonna do is I am going to come down to audio. I'm gonna hit sounds, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look for our pop that we like, which I believe is this. There it is. And we're going to hit the plus and we're going to add that into the video. Just, you know, we're not going to have it do all of it together, but I wanted to at least do the first one. So at least you see what I'm doing. And we're lining it right up to where it needs to be, which is, hold on, let's bring it over just a little bit more. See what I'm doing? Just making sure that I'm taking my time, because the faster you move, you make errors and forget things. So I don't think I'm lining it up. Let's play it.
Lifting.
I don't know why it keeps jumping like that. Let's play
If I had to start over while still working my 9 to 5 and I only had 1 hour to spare a day, this is exactly what I would do. And I'm about to keep this real simple. Step 1.
Right here. So let me split it. Now y'all see why I split sometimes, because sometimes the splitting is what makes it easier to know where to lock certain sounds or text in. That's really where I need it. You see? And it needs to come up as my...
To keep this real simple. Step 1.
That's too early. It needs to come up right when that comes up. So let's move it over. All right, let's see.
Step 1, I would get clear on what I'm building first. Not just, I want a business, but what kind?
All right. So what I'm going to do to finish this video, and you'll see the final video below, is I'm going to go ahead and add step 2 and step 3, do the same thing, have it pop up with the sound, and then my video is good to go. Everything else that might get added would be in Instagram, and honestly, there's nothing else to add here besides music, because we added the captions in CapCut, we added the B-roll in CapCut, we added the in CapCut. The only thing that I'll be adding when I upload it in Instagram is the audio. But this is how you do overlay videos. And I hope that this was useful.